Hi, everybody. My name is Eamon, and welcome to today's podcast with Patman Presents. I'm here today, and we have Kenzie from Tangiblee. Welcome to the call. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So, for those that may not have heard of Tangiblee, can you explain a little bit more and maybe share with our audience what that's all about? I was looking at the website; it looks pretty cool, but feel free to share.
Yeah, so Tangiblee is an enterprise-ready immersive shopping and AR e-commerce platform solution. So we work with some of the world's largest brands to deliver highly interactive online experiences. And some of those experiences that I'm sure some of the audience is familiar with is virtual try-on. So you can take a picture of your hand and see a ring or a bracelet on your wrist. And then we also have other solutions such as lifestyle content and contextual shopping. And we're able to do all of this with just a single line of code. And our clients are able to equip their entire catalog with our immersive platform. And implementation is a breeze. And we kind of do all the heavy lifting ourselves. So.
Fantastic, fantastic. No, I'm absolutely fascinated on a personal side with this. I love using the technology, and if I fast forward or rewind 4 or 5 years ago, before this was really, it's like, how do we buy stuff online? And we're always sending it back because it's the wrong or we don't like it. So, what kind of clients, what kind of industries do you end up working with? I think it's a lot of maybe online stuff like that. I mean, who are your main kind of clients and what kind of problems do you help them solve?
Yeah, so we work exclusively with online retailers, but they don't have to only be online. They can have a physical store as well. And our three main categories are furniture and home decor, handbags and luggage, and then our biggest is jewelry and watches. However, we can really adapt our platform for a lot of other categories. We have a pet supplies client. We work with department stores, kitchen cutlery, toys and collectibles. We really help anyone who needs help addressing size issues. So like you said, like people return a lot because it's not the size that they expected. So we help reduce those returns by allowing customers to compare different products against each other or against like normal household items. And again, just further reduce returns. And we help bridge that gap between the in-store and online shopping. We also help increase conversions and revenue per visitor with some of our other features, especially for jewelry. We have stacking so people can try on multiple rings at once and hopefully buy the whole collection. And again, they can expect that Tangiblee does all the heavy lifting. We're a software with a service company, so we don't require any excess time or resources from the retailer. We monitor, manage, and audit Tangiblee on the retailer's website, so they don't have to dictate an entire employee to learn and manage our software, which is really great.
No, definitely it is. And like you kind of hit the nail on the head. It helps like retailers instead of having to have returns, because I've been just as a consumer, buy something, it's like, oh no, that's wrong, send it back. And it's just saving a lot of people a lot of time. So when it comes to acquiring, let's say, new customers online, like you're saying, there's everything from watches to rings, which I would have never put that together until now. So when it comes to acquiring new clients, what do you find is working very good for you at the moment? Do you find that, it's online? Do you find it's your website? What kind of different channels are working very good for you at the moment?
Yeah, so definitely our organic search has always done really well. We're very active on social media. Our blog is very active as well. We post about once a week. So we get great traffic through our website. And also a lot of our clients will find us on another client's website. So they're doing competitive research and they see that, oh, this competitor is offering this new solution. I want to know more about it. And so they'll find the little powered by Tangiblee that's in our solution and kind of start a conversation from there. And then we also have an outbound team who works to find our ideal customer and kind of get that conversation started.
Perfect. No, no, that sounds good. And like when you're saying about the website, I mean, how much of a role does, your website play at the moment in gaining or, acquiring new customers?
Yeah, it's definitely a place that we drive everyone to. We've worked really hard to update it and provide all relevant information. And we also are trying to touch all aspects of the buying journey. So if someone doesn't know anything about Tangibly, they can come to our website and learn more and understand our services. And then we also have some pages that really dive deeper into our platform implementation, integration, some of the more technical aspects for people who are maybe further in that buying journey. So yeah, it definitely plays a really big role. Yeah.
No, fantastic. And with this, like going forward, like with your, for example, your website, I mean, obviously, I mean, visually, I really like it, the videos, it's very, showing different examples. If you're listening to this podcast, obviously, it's kind of hard to put that into words. You can definitely check out the website. But when it comes to, let's say, converting, what do you feel are your main strengths in your website to getting people who are coming and getting them to engage, or, to maybe sign up a forum or to reach out to you? I mean, what's working quite well for you at the moment?
Yeah. So website conversions for a B2B company are a little bit different and harder to track, I feel like, than a B2C. But we are able to measure them kind of offline in our conversion funnel. And we can analyze that data through our CRM to see where marketing kind of hands off to sales. And that's usually kind of like you said, when they fill out that schedule a demo form. And so that's kind of our biggest CTA, and that's where we drive to, is schedule a demo. It's a free live 15-minute demo. Anybody can schedule one, and our sales team will kind of walk you through what it looks like, what it'll look like on the retailer side in terms of implementation and all those things, but then also what their customers will see, what we can offer them in terms of features and all those sorts of things.
Perfect. Sounds good. Sounds good. So with this kind of switching it up a little bit, and maybe talking more about you as a leader within marketing, Kenzie. So what keeps you busy on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, so I started at Tangibly as a marketing associate, so I kind of did everything, touched everything at least, which
Mhm.
was great as a first time marketer. And kind of as I've grown and the company's grown, I've become a marketing project manager. So I do a lot of event planning for trade shows. We're going to Shop Talk 2023, both US and Europe this year, which will be exciting. And then I also manage all of the content. So the blogs, there are case studies, which are with current clients and kind of go over our relationship with them and the timeline. And then we also, as I mentioned, are very active on social media and try to maintain those channels. But yeah, a lot of cross-functional work with different projects. And I help manage kind of some of those product-based projects that end up on our website. So we just added a feature guide that is ever evolving to try and go a little bit more in depth on some of our features. And then we added a help center recently, which, as I mentioned, kind of gives more of those technical answers for those who are further in their buyer journey. But as a startup, it really changes every day, which is exciting.
Okay. Yeah. No. It sounds like you're very busy. Lots of happening. So, kind of now that we're getting maybe a little bit closer to the end of our interview, so maybe I'd love to jump into some rapid fire questions if you're ready.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. So, what is, for example, the last book you read?
The last book I read was Atomic Habits. I just read that. I finally got it at the library. It was on hold for very long and I loved it. It was a really great book. It was the fastest I've ever read a self-help book. And it was very relatable. It just felt like, okay, this is actually something I could implement in my life. It didn't seem like I was reaching for the stars, but definitely recommend.
100%. I've read it 3 times, maybe 4. I mean, so many nuggets. There is so many actionable items in that book, highly recommended. Also, I mean, like you were saying, you've been with the company for a while. I mean, what is one thing that if you were to start all over again, your first day, what would you do different if you to give yourself some advice?
Yeah, I think asking more questions, it's intimidating, or at least I was intimidated. And there was really no reason to be. Everyone was so welcoming and answered all of my questions. But I wish I would have dove a little bit deeper to learn about the product faster, because it definitely does help when I'm writing or researching or looking at competitors. Having a full grasp of what we provide definitely helps.
No, no, that's good. It's always good to ask lots of questions. Right. And, well, one thing I'll say is, like, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. I want to kind of give you the last word. I mean, if someone was to forget everything that we spoke about, all the little nuggets that you gave, I mean, what is one thing that they should, remember about Tangiblee?
Yeah, I would say remember Tangibly as an enterprise ready AR experience platform. We're the market leader for virtual try on in jewelry and watches, but we're really adaptable for any category. And we're always open to speak to new clients in a category that we've never touched before. And so, yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. I'm sure people are going to enjoy listening and watching this. So thank you very much for your time, and definitely check out Tangibly. So that is it for today's podcast. Looking forward to seeing everybody on the next episode. All the best, and bye-bye.